What's up, everybody? My name is Tori Franco, and in this video, I want to give you 7 ways that you can deal with anxiety. Before I begin, though, I want to just say these tips are from my experience. I'm not a mental health professional. I want to give it from a standpoint of somebody who's dealt with this in the past and deals with it present day. These are things that I've used and I still use in my real life, present day, and they help me whenever I feel anxiety or whenever I feel depression coming on. Before I begin, I just want to say, if you're new here, hello, my name is Tori Franco, and I do videos like this, and I also have a podcast where I talk about literally everything. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, subscribe, like this video, let me know what you want to see down in the comments below. I'm always up for suggestions and for criticism as long as it's constructive. If you're destructively criticizing me, fuck off. But without further ado, here are 7 ways that you can deal with anxiety in real life. The first thing that I do personally, and this is something I developed on my own and not in therapy, is dancing. But really, in a broader perspective, music as a whole. Whether that's writing music, listening to music, dancing to music, or all the above. For me, I've noticed that whenever I'm feeling really shitty, I put my headphones in and I just drown out the world and go downstairs in my basement where I can be alone and literally dance my fucking ass off. I literally visualize myself at a wedding or something like that with my family and friends, having a good time, and I just dance. And this helps me to escape, and it helps me to not focus on whatever it is I'm thinking about or whatever it is that's causing me the anxiety in the first place. Music is something that can help escape, but also because it brings out emotions, it can also help us face certain things, and it's not necessarily an avoidant thing. It's something that can sometimes bring out emotions in us that we need brought out. So for me, music and dancing and singing and all of that has always helped me, but now I strategically use it whenever I feel like shit or whenever I feel I'm stressed or I have a lot going on. I'll set aside time to literally put my headphones in, go downstairs, and just dance. It's also a good workout, too. And they say working out also helps with anxiety. So it's kind of like a twofold thing. I want to leave you with a quote before I go to number 2. It's music can heal the things that medicine cannot touch. I believe in this so much. I believe that music it heals us from within. You know, it makes us happy, and we have the power to choose, by choosing what music we listen to, what mood we want to be put into. And just like that, it can put us into this almost euphoric state, meditative state. And so that's why it's number 1 on my list, because it definitely helps. So the second thing is journaling. And I learned this in therapy. I mean, I've been journaling my entire life, but journaling for mental health is something that I learned in therapy, which I'll talk about later on in this video, because I don't think we should rule out therapy. But what I do is every single day I have 3 journals, and I make it a point to write in those journals. One is a free write where I just kind of write whatever comes to mind, and sometimes I read back and I'm like, wow, I didn't even know I felt that. And another one is just writing down 3 things I'm grateful for, 3 things I need to let go of, and 3 actions that I need to take in order to do that. And then I have another journal where it's like a journal prompt. There's actually a journal that's made to prompt you. So it's like, what drains your energy? What makes you feel alive? What makes you feel your best and what makes you feel your worst? And it asks you these questions over and over again. So I write in those 3 journals every single day, or at least I try to. Nobody's fucking perfect. And it gives me a little bit of mental clarity. The free write is the most important part of the entire journaling experience, because the free write is where you write down what you're feeling and whatever the fuck, you kind of just let your hand do the talking, and whatever comes out is kind of what's been festering inside your brain. And so they say, I don't know who they are, but they say, at least Tim Ferriss, he's somebody that I follow, says that it's best to do this in the morning because it kind of releases the thoughts, your inner voice, the voice that talks all this shit to you in your head during the day. The free write kind of releases that, and then you can go about your day and focus on whatever it is you need to focus on, whether it's school, work, your relationship, whatever it is. You get those negative shit thoughts out on paper, and you kind of just word vomit and then move on from it. And you don't always have to move on from it. You can go back to it and revisit it and kind of get some clarity on how you're feeling and where you're at mentally. And I think journaling is so friggin' important. It's been a game changer for me. I have to work on really incorporating it into my everyday life. In 2021, I've been doing that. But it's definitely something that's helped me and something that I love to do personally. The third thing that really helped me, and this I swear by, and if you've been following my podcast, The Tori Franco Show, that you can find on this channel, if you've been following my podcast about weight loss, you know that eating healthier has been a huge part of making me physically healthier, but not just physically, mentally healthier. And honestly, once I started eating clean and eating better and drinking water and getting away from the alcohol and the cigarettes and all of the fried foods that I was eating, almost instantaneously, I started feeling better. I went from, being out in public, every single time I was out in public, I would have a panic attack, to once I started really treating my body better, not at all. I haven't had a severe panic attack out in public, and I don't even know how long, because I watch what I eat. It's almost like healing from within. I can't explain it. I don't know the fucking science behind it, but I can tell you that eating healthier was a game changer for me. And out of everything that I'm going to give you on this list, this is probably one of the most important ones, because you can do everything right mentally, but if you're not treating your body right, it's gonna be off balance. And when you're off balance, your hormones are off balance, which affect your mental clarity and affect your mental health, and just everything kind of goes to shit. So you gotta treat your body right, drink lots of water, drink lots of healthy drinks, lay off the sugar and the carbs and all of that. That's at least what I did. And you'll be surprised how much your mental health will change when you do that. Blew my fucking mind. The fourth thing on this list is, it's not necessarily a breathing exercise, and I forget where I came up. I think I heard it somewhere, but it wasn't from my therapist. It's kind of like a game of I Spy, but with all of your senses. So instead of you're saying like I spy LED lights or whatever it is, you think of one thing that you can see, one thing that you can touch, one thing that you can taste, one thing you can smell, and you keep doing that, right? And you do this is more for when you're actively feeling that panic attack coming on or feeling that anxiety coming on. This helps you to focus on other shit other than whatever it is you're thinking about that's causing that anxiety attack. And when you're focused on these things and you make it a point to kind of pick out, okay, all right, I smell lavender. Okay, I can taste the gum I'm chewing on. I can feel my fingers, like rubbing up against one another. It gives you a sense of almost like grounding, and you know that like, okay, you're alive. Because a lot of the times when you're having anxiety, you feel out of body. Like, I don't know if anybody's ever felt this, but I've had some weird ass anxiety attacks where I felt outside of my body. And when I did these exercises, trying to, use all of my senses and focus on my senses, it kind of brought me back to like, okay, you're not dying, you're all right, you can still smell, touch, see, hear, like everything's okay, you have all of your capabilities, it's all right, and I've done this before so many times that it's really helped me, and it's helped to almost like avoid a panic attack, and even in the midst of a panic attack, it's helped to avoid a worse panic attack. So if you're somebody who deals with panic attacks or anxiety attacks, I definitely suggest doing this. Again, I don't remember where I heard it from, but it definitely helps. The fifth tip that I could give to you for dealing with anxiety is literally just leaning into your support system. A lot of the times when we have anxiety, it can lead to depression because we're so anxious that we want to isolate, and we want to stay away from people, and we get sad and we don't want to be around people because we don't have the energy to, because anxiety takes a lot of fucking energy out of us. Let's be real. It can be debilitating at times. And a lot of the times it can be debilitating. It was debilitating for me. And so when I isolated, and I did isolate, I became literally very close to becoming an agoraphobic, which is somebody who literally is basically afraid to leave the house. My anxiety got that bad that I stopped seeing people, friends, family, whoever, because I was just that debilitated. What I realized was when I started putting myself out there again, seeing my support system, seeing my friends who were concerned about me, talking to my family members, confiding in people and my loved ones, the people that I trusted the most, that was when I started feeling better. Not only are those people there to hear you and listen to you and sit there with you, even if everybody's just on their phones, just having another body there, it makes you feel less alone. Not only that, but they can be good distractions. You know, when you're around people, they can make you laugh. You can watch a movie. They can make you forget your life for a second, or forget whatever the fuck it is you're thinking about for a second. And if your anxiety is that bad, I suggest do not isolate yourself. Lean into, double down on your support system and the people that are around you that want to be around you and want to help you through it, because that's gonna take your anxiety from a 10 to a 2. I promise you it's gonna do that. Go out to dinner with your dad if your dad isn't a fucking complete asshole. Block out the people that add to your anxiety, and the people who you know can help you, whether it's they make you laugh, or they're a good shoulder to cry on, or they're good to talk to and they're good at giving advice. Lean into those people. As much as you want to isolate, trust me, I know you want to, because I'm the same fucking way. As much as you want to do that, don't. Make sure that you're leaning into your support system. Make sure that you're spending time with the people that are important to you. And I promise you, it'll help alleviate your anxiety that much more. Number 6 is probably the most important one on this list, and that is contacting a mental health professional. First of all, we should never be ruling out therapy. If you're in therapy or deciding to go to therapy, it doesn't make you any less of a person. I'm in therapy once every other week. I go to therapy and I need it and I love it, and it's helped me so much. It's given me these tools that I'm giving to you. It's helped me to shape these tools, and it's just another tool in the tool belt that you can use when you're going through some shit. So, for example, when I was having a really bad anxiety attack about a relationship that I was in turmoil. I was so beyond journaling. I was beyond listening to music. I was distraught. My whole entire world at that time had come to a screeching halt, and I had nowhere to go, I didn't know what the fuck to do with myself. The first person that I contacted was my therapist, and I let her know that I was on the brink of a mental breakdown. And within 10 minutes, she was calling me and calming me down and making me feel a lot better. So if you don't have a mental health professional to go to, I suggest finding one. If you're somebody who suffers from anxiety and depression, go get yourself a therapist. If you are leery about it, go watch my podcast episode. Maybe I'll put it in somewhere up here, wherever the fuck, in a card. Watch my podcast episode about therapists. It's not easy to find a therapist, but once you find a good one, stick with them. It can be life-changing. It will be life-changing if you listen to what they say and actually use the advice that they're giving you. But in the midst of a panic attack, right, when everything is going to shit, contacting your mental health professional is probably the most responsible thing that you can do for yourself. Don't even get me started on even when you're not having an anxiety attack and you just have an anxiety disorder in general. Having a mental health professional can help by giving you breathing exercises, let's say, or exercises in general that can help you and alleviate your anxiety. So do not rule out getting a mental health professional. That's all I gotta say about that. The last and final thing on this list is meditation. Meditation, I know it's cliche, but meditation is so fucking underrated, even as like it's getting popular in like the self-help industry. It's getting so popular. It doesn't matter. Meditation is still underrated, and meditation is a fucking game changer. I wish I did it more. I'm trying to incorporate it into my everyday like routine. It's a work in progress. But anytime that I've felt shitty or felt like I needed some sort of answer or just quiet my mind, quiet my brain, I literally hop on YouTube, type in guided meditation, especially if you're new to meditation. Guided meditations are perfect. Type in guided meditation, pop in my headphones, and listen to it from YouTube for 20 minutes. Sometimes I'll even fall asleep, and it'll give me the best sleep of my life. But even if I don't fall asleep and I'm fucking meditating for 20 minutes, it's literally when you're done meditating, you feel so rejuvenated, and so I can't even explain it. Almost like you're in a state of euphoria, like you're smoking weed without the weed. I can't explain it, but it fucking works. If you're somebody out there that's like, listen, my brain goes at 70 million miles a minute. I'll never be able to meditate because I'll never be able to quiet my brain. I think too much, yada, 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 yada. If you're one of those people, guided meditation is such a great place to start because it literally guides you. Like you just focus in on the voice and the person speaking to you, and they tell you what to do, and they tell you, oh, focus on your breathing, or sometimes they literally make you visualize that you're walking on a beach or wherever the fuck they tell you to visualize. It's guided, so if you're focusing on what the person is saying, you're still utilizing meditation to clear your mind of all of the shit thoughts that pop into our heads every day. So if you're somebody who can't quiet your mind, I promise you guided meditation will absolutely help you do that. And then the more you start doing it, the more you can get used to just meditating on your own, meditating with just meditation music, meditating just in the quiet of your own room or whatever it is. But I promise meditation is definitely something that helps a lot, and it's helped me. So the bonus tip that I wanted to give for alleviating anxiety, and this is something that I don't think people even really think of, is listening to audiobooks, reading a book, like a regular, just like, like the Stone Age, actually having a book on hand and reading it, or listening to a podcast can sometimes be therapeutic. Sometimes you can listen to it in the background while you're doing certain things, but also if you're one of those people that can't quiet your mind and you say, fuck meditation, this can be another form of meditation, but you're also learning and you're also focusing your brain in on whatever conversation is happening. And there are so many damn podcasts out there that you can listen to on so many different subjects. If you don't want to listen to my podcast about all the heavy shit, I totally get it. There are podcasts on sex. There are podcasts on comedy. There are podcasts about true crime podcasts. There's podcasts about everything. You can find something that is like escapism enough to get you away from the thoughts that are causing you anxiety. And by no way, shape, or form am I saying run away from those thoughts that are causing you anxiety. It is very important that you face those thoughts and those emotions. That's why journaling is so important, because it helps you to do that without living there. And so these are my tips on dealing with anxiety. Anxiety is going to happen. If you're a human being, most likely you're going to get anxiety and you're going to get stressed. These 8 tips are what helped me and still help me to this day to alleviate my anxiety and make me feel a little bit better, and definitely have helped me to control my anxiety a lot. And so I hope these 8 tips will help somebody out there. And if so, give this video a thumbs up. And if you want to suggest any videos to me or anything else to me, let me know in the comments below what you want to see. I'm up for suggestions. And again, only constructive suggestions. If they're destructive, that's for you. Until next time, I love you guys very much. Peace out.